But this is where Steve really feels in his element, riding over the spectacular cliffs around the Isle of Man's coastline. It's here where he first learnt to improve his techniques, and you'll still find him keeping in shape here today. It's the ideal location for Steve to show us just how he actually controls his machine.
In going up hills, obviously when the bike goes steeper, you have to compensate with your body. So basically, when you go up stuff, you go forward on the bike, obviously not too much because then you lose traction on the rear. And basically, it's all technique. It's all about using the suspension of the bike and the clutch and the throttle at the same time. If you haven't got that technique, you can hit a cliff face as hard as you want, and all you do is spring back off it. So most of the work is done on the way up to whatever obstacle you're going up. Really, it's push the suspension down, take a load of the throttle, and then dump the clutch. And also you're pulling and helping with your body. It's all like being a big spring in one. And I would say if you don't do it right with that technique, you just slam into the rock face or the cliff and shoot back off it. So it's all about helping the bike and understanding how it all works. Downhill, completely different. When the bike drops away, we need to go back. If we went forward with the bike, we go straight over the handlebars. Same again, a lot of it's just feel with the brakes really. The bikes are so short and so light, too much front braking, it'll flip over. Or the other thing, it'll lock and turn. So off-road guys, especially trials guys, we're mainly on the back brake. When we go down drops, we're probably 90% on the back brake to 10% front, which on road bikes is completely different. When you speak to road racing guys, they're 90% on the front brake. Technique going down depending on how steep it is. If it's very steep, we actually touch the bottom of the bike, we put it onto the sump guard first, which is the metal plate underneath, and rock it off, and that gives you your chance and time as well, just to feel how steep it is. If it's not too steep, you can let the bike run down. If it gets really steep, you can hook in on the back of the guard and then jump off halfway down. Cambers are a strange thing, and they take a lot of getting to know really. It's just basically trusting your tyres on your bike. The tyres are run at such low pressures, 6 psi in the front, 4.5 in the back. When you're riding across the camber, the tyres actually roll, so it feels like they've broken away, but I say you just got to learn to trust it when the bike's sliding. It's not actually sliding, it's just the bike rolling on the tyres because they are so soft. Most of it is pretty calculated. After so many years, it's like a lot of sport. It's up here. You know the angles. You know the drops you can go down, and same with the cliff faces. You go up. We ride the bike so much. You're so comfortable on it, and you do know the limits of everything, of the tyres, of the suspension. Obviously that changes year after year as the development of the bike changes as well. The stuff we're going up now is, even compared with 2 years ago, is huge, and that's mainly to do with the power of the engine and the tyres. But still, a lot of the time when we go out practicing and testing, back here it's just trial and error. You see a huge cliff and it's like, second or third gear, I wonder if I hit that flat out. Sometimes you hit it and just end up in a huge heap at the bottom, But now, as I say, nowadays after so many years, that doesn't often happen, because you can just by looking at it, the shape of the cliff, the angle of the cliff, you can tell if it's possible or not.